Hey, what's up, guys? James again here with the subject supposed to speak. So, I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. I'm trying to remember, I may have already done a video today. I had a talk with my buddy uh, who I met at the college this past semester, or 2 semesters ago, rather. Became close friends pretty quick. Pretty badass guy, former Green Beret. And yeah, he was kind of there for me when things sort of started to fall apart. And yeah, it was really cool. It's been really cool getting to know him and getting to know what he's about. Just a little bit of backstory. He's just about 40 now, I think. I'm 33. He is still continuing, trying to get his bachelor's degree. So I've got my master's in, philosophy and psychoanalysis and all that crap. So, and he has an existing interest in philosophy. So, we kind of kicked it off pretty well. And this guy's really smart, really upbeat, positive, energetic, great sense of humor. Um, yeah, and I joke around about how much I've kind of latched onto him, and I call him my boyfriend and stuff like that. It's kind of embarrassing for him in public. Anyways, so he gave me this idea that I should probably try and do like 3 to 5 minute snippets with these videos, rather than these full long 20-minute, half-hour, hour-long deals of me just fucking talking. It's like, who the fuck is really gonna care anyways? So that's what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna stick to this commitment. I'm gonna keep talking and doing this thing. But I guess parameters will shift, right? And as we go, hopefully I'll learn how to make this into something that really has a chance of grasping someone's attention, or getting a viewership. It's really tough because I want to just like disclose all this substance and stuff, and the problem with the platform and the time we live in really is everybody's attention span is, to quote from Basketball, great classic film from the 90s, or early 2000s. Our attention span is going to be measured in nanoseconds, right? We want what we want. We want, to maximize our sort of use value from whatever it is that we're consuming in terms of information, in terms of entertainment. We want to move on. So yeah, that's kind of at odds with the notion I had, which was to sit here and to really talk in depth about what's going on with me, what's going on with my life, and to try and sort of disclose things in such a way that it has this therapeutic effect. In any ways, there we go, another slip. In any case, in any ways. We're going to cover over that one, and I'm going to take this moment to just read a short poem and see where that might take me in terms of reflections here. I've got a kind of a shitty day going. I mean, I had fun. I as much as I could. I had to take off work. Sinus infection still in full effect, still blowing, this nasty yellow snot out of my nose. So quaffing tea, taking my medication, all that crap. Trying to eat enough, trying to get some rest, but I've got these patent applications to work on in the meantime too. So that's a source of some minor stress, at least. Trying to construct these arguments, think through these details and stuff. But in any case, again, I'm going to read this poem that I wrote a long time ago. This is when I had just failed the patent bar exam for the first time, and I was really bummed out because I wasn't granted the sort of clemency that I knew I could really use in that instance and at that time to maximize my chances for the thing. I wasn't really able to sort of control the conditions under which I took the test. I was required to do things in such a way that were not conducive towards me really putting my best effort forward. So in any case, ultimately I pushed through it and passed the thing, obviously. But here's this poem that I wrote when I was I had headed up to the Sequoias with my buddy Andy, this 7-year former recon Marine, great dude. He'd had this cabin. I told him I wanted to commit to helping him with it. That kind of fell through. But getting up there was the opportunity to do some writing. And this is just a little song that I wrote while I was up there some years back. It was 2015 maybe. And it's entitled Sequoia. I was up there in the Sequoias. And without further ado, I'm going to read this thing and we're going to see where it takes us. Sequoia. Since sprouting up, I've been frozen and bent, a victim of designs I can't conceive, from pecking beaks to winds to hail that rent beneath the bark beyond what most perceive. I've struggled, once a stunted sapling tree, to grow into the proud pine I still might, but for the barren heath that's under me, the storm clouds that have thieved so much sunlight. Yet as this dry season passes by, I cannot help but notice that these leaves and branches still reach upwards towards the sky. And though my heartward core is warped and grieves, my roots have grown to the depth of this pain, better to receive the coming rain. So what is that about, right? It's about hope. It's about sort of noticing that you're pushing through, you're working through in spite of everything that's going on. And that's what I'm trying to grasp a hold of right now. Some hope. That things are going to move in a much better direction, hopefully soon. I'm just kind of consumed with this consciousness of my abilities and my powers and what I could be doing, what I should be doing, and all of this just haunts me. Feeling like I've just wasted so much time in my life, just sort of being comfortable and standing in place, refusing to move forward, refusing to sort of capitulate and to meet, these requirements, whatever they may be, commit to something, to make the sacrifices necessary to move towards, a vocation that be so fulfilling. But, part of it is also just my hesitation towards having to narrow things down so much. Ideally, there would be an academic program out there for me that I could call my home, where I could go and study for, a degree that leads to 1, clinical licensure as, a mental health practitioner, 2, that will allow me to write creatively, really important for me, something that has been very neglected, and it's just a shame because I think there's something that I have to contribute, and it's just such an amazing thing. Just sitting down and writing creatively is just so incredible, not just in terms of the catharsis, but there's so much more to it than that. It's we sort of create these worlds, these alternate realities, these things as writers, these sort of fictional universes, and also as a poet, Harold Bloom, for instance, describes the activity as poetry as the promulgation of ego defenses that work, right? And so I think this poem I just read to you, Sequoia, is a great example, right? It's me kind of trying to shore myself up and assure myself, and that there's still growth that's possible. In spite of the fact that I know, I'm a little stunted at this point. So there's that. The other thing that I would like in an academic program would be, so we've got clinical licensure, we've got creative writing, we've got also the study of philosophy and literature, right? And why not add art to it, but that kind of it all falls in the same rubric for me. Just being engaged in the arts and the humanities, really, and being able to study all these different sorts of artifacts within the humanities is something that is just essential, I think, to my humanity and to everybody's. But there's nothing out there that's really like this. There's no sort of interdisciplinary program that leads to this, because unfortunately the way that psychology is sort of splintered off, into, one of the sciences in America, when it's not a science, at least not in the hard sense, and all these sort of statistical quantitative analyses that are done in psychology and in these psychology departments, there's just so much contrivance involved, and there's so much, with this stuff. There's so much reductionism involved, and it's like there are these studies that are formulated that are it's almost like these contrived scenarios that are designed to elicit a certain result, when this is not the substance of psychology, really. This is not the substance of the study of the human mind or soul, right? Just trying to put numbers to everything. That's not really, this quantitative approach. Just it does violence to the irreducible qualities that we all have as human beings with minds of our own, that have these sort of unique properties that can't be reduced to it can't be reduced to sort of objective properties of our whether our neurobiology or our bodies, and they also can't be reduced entirely to, they can't be leveled off by statistical methods and leveled down our distinct propensities and stuff like that, even though we do fulfill types as human beings, and which is why I favor sort of a structuralist approach. But in any case, there's nothing out there like that. And I guess the question is, why should that be such a holdup for me? And it probably shouldn't. And what I should probably do is to keep going and to get on with something, already at this point. Whether it's through accession to the military, or which would save me money and perhaps be the most practical thing. It might also be kind of miserable, for me, given my disposition. It may also be very salutary for me to learn to just sort of get on and have someone else sort of kick my ass into gear or something else. But yeah, I need to. I'm already thinking about it. I'm already considering how I need to get into some kind of a mental health, licensure, license granting degree program. It'd be nice if I could use my old master's, but unfortunately it's not a clinical degree, and the law says that unless it's a clinical degree, you can't qualify for licensure. So that's the rub, and where we go from here, I'm not sure. Okay, so 13 minutes in. I'm sure nobody's even watching this yet. If you saw this thing, I'm amazed. If you watched it to this point, again, this is kind of an exercise right now, and I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah, we'll see how it all shakes out. And if you did tune in and you saw this, thanks for doing so, and we'll see you next time.